Hello, everyone. I'm Darkside Phil, and today, on July 17th, 2025, I played 6 hours of Donkey Kong Bananza on the Switch 2. Now, the big question that everyone had for me when they came by today was, is this great? Does it exceed your expectations? Is this the system seller that Switch 2 needs after the fact that the only other real game that's new for Switch 2 has been Mario Kart World, and the game has basically become boring because it's over a month old and doesn't have any real content outside of about 3 hours of races. So I kept answering to everyone, well, let me play a little more. Let me tell you what I think. The purpose of this video is to tell you exactly what I think about this game now that I played it for 6 hours, all right? So here's the deal. Donkey Kong Bananza has really good graphics. Only issue being every once in a while, there's so much going on the screen, there will be frame rate dips. But it's not often, and it doesn't really hinder the game that much. I thought it would be worse than it was. I'm, 6 hours in. I'm in, like, the whole third major area, and it hasn't been an issue yet, okay? It is the most destructibility I have ever seen in a video game. And I have played games like Red Faction back in the day. What was it? Red Faction Gorilla? I can't remember the name of the game where you could blow everything up. Remember Knack, where you could blow up or break the walls and everything? This game has absolutely the most destruction I've ever seen. Almost everything in the game can be destroyed. It's insane because you start and you're like, there's no way. And you're in the tutorial area and you can destroy the entire rooms and it could take you like 20 minutes. Now, there's not much of a point to doing that in the early game, but it's just so interesting that you have a game like that, you get addicted to doing it. I was just going crazy on the buttons and seeing Donkey Kong smash and destroy everything. He could actually self-climb up into the ceiling by punching up and just keep going and climbing the wall. It's absolutely insanity, to be honest. It's pretty wild. Now, in regards to the gameplay loop, it's very simple. You break everything around you looking for collectible items, whether that's gold, which is found in everything, whether that's fossils, which are traded for upgrades to your outfits, and the upgrades to the outfits can give things like stat boosts, like, swim faster and stuff like that, or bananas. The bananas are the big thing because they give you experience points, and you use those to level up as if it's an RPG. Get better abilities like better punches, faster transformations, and things like that. It will improve the game dramatically when you get more bananas. Now, do you have to get all the bananas? No. Do you have to get all the fossils? No. But if you don't, you're basically cheating yourself out of the game because that's really the point of the game. The game does have a story, but it's so sidetracked and so, not really the focus. The focus is exploring these open worlds, destroying everything possible, solving puzzles and exploring, and collecting everything. If you don't do that, you basically will not like this game. You got to think back to the era of Banjo-Kazooie. Hell, even Donkey Kong 64. Yes, the most hated game that almost killed an entire genre, right? Those games are kind of the predecessors to what this is. This is the ultimate collectathon. You've got ultimate flexibility in how to do it because you can destroy everything. And that's unique and different. And if anything, at the end of the day, whether you love or hate this game, I think you're going to say, man, that's creative and unique. I've never played a game where you could destroy everything before. All right? But ultimately, if you're going to like this game or not, it's going to be dependent on how much do you like collecting things. If you get addicted to that gameplay loop and you just want to keep going for the next fossil, for the next banana, solve the next puzzle, buy the next upgrade, then you're going to love this game. If you're someone who's looking for a good story, it's bare bones. I mean, I'm 6 hours in, and there's only been a few meaningful cutscenes, and the story is advancing at a snail's pace. I've only fought one major boss in 6 hours. So there you have it. But if you do get addicted to that collectathon formula, this very well may be the best collectathon game ever made. Okay? The graphics are great, as I've told you. The music at first starts off not that good, but then I did start liking the actual themes and stuff. So I think that the music will be kind of great once you get further into the game. The gameplay is very sound. It's interesting. It works. There's no real brokenness to it. I thought at first maybe it'd be wonky. Oh no. Once you get into it and you figure out how it all works, it's sounding good. It's a good gameplay loop. of, using these abilities. There's so many different things that you can do in this game. Not just punch, but punch in a million different directions, different kinds of punches, ground pounds, punching up, down, all around. You can rip up the ground and toss it as a projectile. You can use it to ride on like a platform across things. You can use it like monkey bars and grab at the ceiling. And that's just a few of the things. It has so many elements of great platforming games before it, but also it perfects the destruction mechanics as well. So it's great, but this is a game that is very divisive. Allow me to explain. Today, I'm playing the game on stream, all right? I'm having a good time with it, but I'm noticing distinctly in the audience a split. Some people are absolutely liking it and saying, man, I can't wait to play it myself. And others are like, I'm bored. This is all you do? Because here's the thing. Take a look at a game like Super Mario Odyssey, which everyone says those people who worked on that game made this one. That level of attention to detail does shine through in the game. But in Mario Odyssey, you had established stages with a lot of challenges, whether it was platforming, combat, or a combination of the two, using the hat and the hat's unique transformation mechanics in order to solve puzzles and get things done. So you felt like you were accomplishing things as you went through it. When you get to a new stage in Donkey Kong, it's like, all right, time to explore, run around, break walls, scan, get items, scan, break walls. Where's the town to trade in? Where's the vendor? Do that, go back, more bananas, more ancient relics, go back. It's the same loop over and over. There are a little bit of, maybe side quests and challenge stages every once in a while. But for the most part, you're still doing the same thing every single moment you're playing it, unless you're doing a very rare boss fight. When you play Mario Odyssey, you feel like you're doing a variety of things, right? Every single world you go to can feel completely different. I mean, take a look at New Donk City versus like the jungle stage or the stage that has the dragon that looks like it's from Dark Souls, right? In Donkey Kong, so far I've been in the mines, which is the tutorial, the lagoon, which is the first world, the crystal area, which is the second world, and I'm now getting into a new industrial area. Even though they all look different, they all play exactly the same. You're doing exactly the same gameplay loop. There's really not much changing. It just makes the puzzles a little more challenging or items a little bit harder to get. But for the most part, you're always identically doing the same exact stuff. Now, maybe the thing that will change is that there is a transformation that you can get. When you charge up your meter by collecting gold, you can transform into the super-powered gorilla. You do super punches, charge punches. You can punch through areas that normally you couldn't. That's neat and everything. But right now, it's very basic. Apparently, there are going to be more transformations later in the game, and maybe those will be more complex and add more to the game and make it feel more fresh. But I can tell you right now, I played for 6 hours. By hours 4, 5, and 6, I was getting bored. That's not good. It was the same thing over and over, and it shouldn't have been. I was hoping for, will something new happen? Will some new gameplay mechanic emerge? Not really. It's pretty much the same thing over and over. And again, if you're hooked on that collectathon, great. But if you're not, you're probably going to start to get bored. That's exactly what happened to my audience. First few hours, everyone's engaged, but then you start to get to the second half of the day and they're like, still this? Yeah. So I wonder long-term how long this game can hold before everyone says, it got too boring. Now, maybe there are things later on in the game that will mix it up and feel fresh, but I'm not there yet. I don't know. Let me put it this way. I had originally planned to play the game all day today and even play it on another stream tomorrow. But after the feedback I got from my audience today, I'm going to give it a few days break and go back to it later next week because people are already tired of it. It's not a good sign for a hot new release. You know what I mean? Like, you would think it's exciting, everyone's engaged, but no, it actually kind of got deflating and slowed down a lot by the end of the day. And that's actually not a good sign. I can tell you this, never playing Super Mario Odyssey did I ever feel bored or like I played it too long and I needed a break. In fact, I always wanted to play it more. In this case, I want to give Donkey Kong Bananza a break. So I guess that says something. All right. So it's not a bad game, but it's not an amazing, my jaw is dropping. Like, someone actually asked me a great question today. They said, did the game exceed all your expectations? And I said, honestly, no. It's not bad, but also it's not amazing. It's not as good, in my opinion, right now as Super Mario Odyssey was. So it's all right, and I will play more of it, but I definitely want a break from it. That's my feeling right now. Maybe that will change down the line, and I will definitely do updates in my content and my playthrough. Maybe I'll do a final summary video at the end. But as of now, if you were to ask me, is it worth spending $400 some to get the Switch 2 just to play Donkey Kong Bananza? 6 hours in, my answer would be only if you're the kind of person that absolutely loves collectathons like Banjo-Kazooie and DK64. Otherwise, Mario Odyssey seemed better. I just don't think that it's going to be a system seller like that. But the thing is, it's only the second actual exclusive game. Everyone's going to buy it. What Nintendo has done, they've created a situation of artificial scarcity. If you're not aware, when the Switch 2 came out, there was one new game, Mario Kart World. And outside of that, every other game was a port that you could already have played on another platform. Okay? Why then did they release Mario Kart World as the only exclusive? And then why did they release this game 1 month later? Artificial scarcity. By doing it like that, everyone had to buy Mario Kart World at launch or else they had nothing to play on the Switch 2. So everyone did. Now it's a month later and everyone realized we're kind of bored of Mario Kart. There's no content. So they run out and they buy Donkey Kong Bananza. But here's the thing. If Nintendo had released both of those games at launch, people would have just chosen one or the other. Artificial scarcity. By making only one available, then the next, what you've done is created a situation where people want to keep spending to keep using their console because they feel like they've already invested so much. They want to keep spending. So in another few months, I guarantee you we'll have an update. Metroid Prime 4 is coming out, right? And that's what Nintendo seems to be doing. They knew they didn't have a killer lineup for the launch of this console. So make it seem like it's exclusive, it's hard to get, and it's very fashionably popular to have. That's what they did. So now they already sold a ton of Mario Kart. Now they're about to sell a ton of Bonanza, despite the fact that I actually don't think it's as good as Odyssey was. And their next one, again, will sell like hotcakes. Why? Because there's nothing else to do on the console. So take my opinion with a grain of salt. But hey, yeah, I'm not blown away by this game right now. I am looking forward to more because I'm hoping that more will come from it. But 6 hours in, that is starting to get boring. And I hope that something more comes of it. All right? Thank you for watching my first impressions on Donkey Kong Bananza. See you soon.